Yes, we are live. It's Saurabh.
Hey, hi everyone. This is Saurabh, and welcome to Deskera Friday Features. I have with me David, the voice, and we have got a lot of exciting features for you today. So, let us start by taking a look at what we have for you today. Okay, so custom view in CRM contacts. We'll show you the first demo for custom view, which would allow you to customize the fields that you see in the contacts view in CRM. Then we will show you how you can sync your contacts from Microsoft in real time. It should be real time, not retail time. So we need to fix that. And CRM deal forms, we already had web to contact form functionality in the system, and now you have web to deal as well. Then filters are available for deal now, so you can filter out all your deals in the grid view easily. Then we will take a look at another feature that has been requested a lot, which is invoice label changes. So we will see how you can change all the column headers in the screen where you create the invoice. We saw in the last couple of webinars how to do it in the design screen, but now this is on the actual create invoice screen. Then we will go through custom field functionality, which has been added for expense, deposits, credit notes, and debit notes. And we can also set custom fields without opening documents. And then we will go through the demo for Deskera Books, Deskera CRM, and Deskera People. And that would wrap it up for today. So over to David to start with showing custom views in CRM contacts.
Awesome. So we're going to start. So we're in contacts here. So you can see under columns, we have a new field, columns, and then we can select here, a new button, and then we can go and look at the columns here, and we can unclick them. Very simple, and they're gone. So I can see now name, visibility, and label. I can click on columns again. I can add the phone, deals open, and owner, and I can go and drag it and move it to however I'd like, which is pretty awesome. And then I can save it, and you can see it's now changed to how I'd like it, which is pretty darn cool. I can go back, move visibility to the top, move owner next to it, move the labels, and I can go and just deactivate what I don't want and save it. And again, you can see it just changes to how I want it. And I can always restore the default just by clicking restore default, and it goes back to the default screen. So I think that's pretty cool. And that's a quick look at how we can change columns in Deskera CRM.
Awesome. So now the use cases that you would see here typically are that, in CRM, because there are a lot of fields that you can add to your contacts, to your deals, etc. And you may want to view the more important fields in this grid, which is why this option is here. You can choose to show the most important fields for your business in the grid now without having to open or do any filters. And that I feel is pretty important for most businesses. And please use this and let us know. Let's move to the next item on the agenda, which is sync contacts from Microsoft in real time. And over to David to show us how we can sync contacts from Microsoft into CRM in real time. And what this will do is that, once you, earlier we had the option to import contacts, but that was a one-time thing. But now when you connect your accounts, then if there is an update on the Microsoft side, then it will update the contact in CRM as well. So over to David.
Excellent. So inside here, you can click on settings, and then you can click integration settings, and you connect now to Microsoft 365. So you just click connect now, and now you can see it's connected. Now we go to contacts, and we can click here, sync contacts, and I can define the filters. So do I want to sync all my contacts, or do I want to sync something specific? Created date is greater than this date. Update date is greater than this. What is the company name? Is it contains desk in it? So I can add in all these additional filters in order to filter out the contacts that I want. And then I can save it. Then after that, I can see my good old contacts here, and I can go now to people in Deskera. Not Deskera, in Outlook. And then I can save it. After saving it, I go to Deskera Sales, I refresh, and you can see, voila, it's right there. I can click on the 3 dots, I can edit it. I can see all the information in here that came from Deskera. Not Deskera. I have Deskera on the mind. Outlook people. And then I can go here and I can save it after I updated it. And I can go here and I can see that it has been updated accordingly. So you can see the phone number has changed. When I click Sync Contacts here and define filters, you can see here that I have the option. Replace the contacts in Microsoft 365 values or keep the original values. So I have a choice. Do I want to keep the original values in my system, or do I want to have 365 updated into the system here, which I think is pretty darn cool. And that's a quick look at how to sync contacts from Microsoft 365.
Awesome. So if you have Microsoft, if you're using Microsoft or Outlook and you have your primary contact list there, then in addition to the one-time import that we were doing earlier, you can now just maintain your list in one place, which is Microsoft. If you are adding more contacts into Microsoft, they will just be ported over to Deskera in real time automatically. Okay, so let's move over to the next item today, and that is web to deal forms in CRM. So earlier we had added the capability to add forms in CRM, but that was applicable for contacts. Now we have extended that functionality to deals as well. So what you can do is that you can create a web to deal form in CRM, and you can and when somebody fills that form, then that will go and sit in any of the deals pipelines that you already have in place, and you can immediately take action on it. So let's see how we do that.
Awesome. So inside here, you can see that I'm at the CRM screen. Now, when I go and click on marketing, I click on forms. You'll notice something inside here. Let me first click on add forms. And you'll notice it no longer says coming soon. It's arrived. So we click here, we click next. I can see the deal name, contact name. I can just drag it on over for organizations, phone number, what fields I require. I can decide to look at it, click on it, make it mandatory or delete it. Also, if I mark it as mandatory, I can also make it non-mandatory as well. After that, I can put the form name, deals are us. And then I can go next. And again, just like in contacts, I can redirect to another page, display a thank you message. I can go here and send submission email notification to, assign owner, assign a sub-owner, assign the pipeline it should go to. Like, should it be my default pipeline? Do I have another pipeline that I want to use? I can also pipeline stage. Is an appointment scheduled, qualified to buy? I can set that all up, and I can put in my closing date, and I can publish it. After that, I can copy the link. So for example, if I just want to copy the link and add the link here, I have my link. So I can put in my deal 50K for computers. Select put in the contact name, John Williams. And I can select the phone number, and I can select the area code here. As you can see, all these wonderful area codes. And put in the phone number, I can select the organization, and I can submit it. If I don't want to use the link, If I don't want to use the link, I can also copy and embed the code and embed it into my web page.
Right. So typically, you wouldn't want to use the link that is just there to quickly test out whether the form is functioning correctly or not. Ideally, you should take the script and embed it wherever you need to on your website, on your contact form, on your support site, on your sales forms, etc. The link is only for testing so that you know immediately that, okay, the form is up and it's live and you can use it. Okay.
Okay.
Wonderful. All right. So let's move to the next item on the agenda now. Now using filters in deals. So earlier we had added comprehensive filters in CRM contacts, and now we are adding those filters in deals as well. And let's see how you can access them and use them.
Sounds good. So inside here in deals, well, you can see.
Layout guy.
Because I was changing.
Everyone can see my screen now?
Yes, we can.
Excellent. So inside here, just to show you, we have the deal 50K for computers that I just generated from the wonderful form. And then up here, if I click on filters, you can see we can now filter by contacts, owner, sub-owner, visibility, deal value, status, pipeline stage, next active date, expected closing date, deal date, and deal age. And I can also add custom field filters here as well, which I think is pretty cool.
Awesome. So yeah, I mean, once you apply the filters, the data will be filtered accordingly. And you can filter on any field that is available there, which includes your custom fields. Okay, so that concludes the features that we wanted to show for CRM. Now let's move on to new features in Deskera Books. And we have a very high demand feature here today, which is the ability to change invoice labels in the create invoice screen, also to show, hide PPS and warehouse, etc. Because obviously, I mean, if you're running a service business or you're providing training or consultation, you don't need to see or even use your, pick, pack, ship or warehouse and all those, 10,000 other more complicated functions. So obviously, if you are not using it, then they're just taking up space on your screen. So we have put in a mechanism now to remove them. And David will show us how. So over to you, David.
Awesome. Now we're in Deskera Books, and you can see I'm at the invoice screen. I'm just drilling into the invoice. I can see the products, description, quantity, unit price, discount, and amount. But now you see the settings button there. And wow, now all of a sudden, customize my invoice document. I can choose, do I want a product, service, item, or we even have others where I can relabel it. We have description. I can change description, units of measurement, the price, and the discount. And see, if you click others, I can just type in the information here. And all those fields have others under it. So you can set it pretty much to whatever label you want. After that, you can see it's been updated. You can see service, notes, hours, price, and you can see the discount has been changed to offer, which is pretty darn cool. After that, I can click on design. And inside design, you can see the labels have changed: service, notes, hours, price, and amount. And I can price and amount here. So it all shows exactly like it showed on the good old invoice that we just made changes to. And if I create a new invoice or a new quote, new invoice, you can see it's been updated accordingly. So I don't have to change it every time. It's a one-time change. It shows there perfectly. All right.
This change applies to everything. It applies to quotes also. So all your Excel documents will be consistent.
Awesome. So it applies. I don't have to do it at quote. I don't have to do it.
Yeah.
As soon as I do it in cell, it applies, which is awesome. Now, if I click on warehouse, I can see warehouse here. And you saw I clicked on the three little dots and then they disappeared. Now, if I go to settings, you can see the new settings screen, no longer the big, screen that, it just populates all the data. You have to scroll. And now in modules, you can see visibility here. I can see pick, pack, ship. I can activate, deactivate here as well. And you can see it now shows up. And I can activate, deactivate warehouse. So if I'm a service, I don't need warehouse, don't need pick, pack, ship. I can hide it to however I like. I can change the labels. It's wonderful.
Yep, there you go. So, the community, the users asked for this feature, and we agreed with them, and we have added the features here. So we have it in the system now, and please start using it and configure it the way that you want to. Okay, so let's move on to the next item. So that is custom fields for expense and deposits. And over to David to quickly take us through that.
Excellent. So inside here, you can see that we're at the custom field screen, and we're typing in region, and we're putting in the maximum length and default value. Now, if you click on availability, you can see we can add it to expense and deposit. And we can create it. After that, I can go to accounting. I can click on expense. And when I click on create, direct expense, put in the contact name, put in the payment from, for example, cash, put in the payment date, and there's now a more fields tab. So inside more fields, you can assign your global expense fields, such as region that we just created. And of course, we have another field there called example. And then I can add the account. So we select an account, put in the amount, and now if I click on the three dots, I can select my custom fields. So for example, savings account, I can select there as well. And then I can save it. So that was for expense. Now let's go to deposit. So let's click on deposit. Inside I can click create, a direct deposit, put in the contact, put in the deposit to, select the account. Oh yeah, you can click on more fields again. So you can see here in deposit, we have more fields. So again, you can input the data. Prepaid, I can put in the amount. And again, we also have the three dots there as well. So if you wanted to, you can go click on three dots. And that's a quick look at custom fields for expense and deposit.
Hey, thanks, David. Okay, and just to reiterate how custom fields help you is that once you add custom fields and you start tagging transactions to custom fields, then you can splice all your reports using them. So for example, let's say I have a custom field for projects and I have multiple projects running, let's say project 1, project 2, project 3, and so on. And I want to get my profit and loss report for only project 1. Then I would go to my profit and loss report typically and filter it using the custom field for projects and select project P1 or project 1 as the attribute. And it will show me the profit and loss for project 1. However, the important thing is that we have to make sure that we are tagging the transactions correctly. So if you have transactions that are supposed to be for that particular project, please tag them using how David just showed you. And you can do this tagging in expenses, you can do it in deposits, you can do it in credit notes, debit notes that we will see right after this. You can do it in all your invoice documents, quotations, orders, invoices, purchase invoices, and so on. All right. So moving on, we'll go to the next item, which is adding custom fields for credit note and debit note. It will be very similar to what you just saw, and let's have David take you through it.
Excellent. So again, we're in the custom fields, and we're just inputting the field name, like credit note, debit note, DN tag. You can set as mandatory, put in the maximum length, just like you can do with any text field. Put in the default, POREM-CNDN. Next, we can go here and we click on debit note, credit note, and create. And then we click on accounting, click on debit note, click create. We can select the contact. So for example, John, you can click on more fields. So you can see here, CNDN tag, you can do DN region, you can save. And then you can add account. For example, cash account. put in the amount, and click on the three dots. And then you can see custom fields here as well, and I can see accounting tag, and I can put that information there. GOGN-DN. I can click on more fields. I can see that's there. Save and save. Next, we can go into accounting and click on credit note. So inside here, we click create credit note. Again, I can add the contact. I can click on more fields, update the information in here. And you can see for when it's mandatory, it's grayed out, so you can't uncheck it in the system. Then you put in the account, put in the amount, $410. Click on the three dots, custom fields, and I can update the custom fields here as well. Then I click save, and then I can save it again. And that's a quick look at custom fields in debit note and credit note.
Awesome. So yeah, I mean, you can tag custom fields to pretty much all the documents in the system now. And let's move on to the next item on the agenda, which is custom fields without opening documents. That title is not very convincing. So let's take a look at the video and the functionality. Over to David.
Excellent. So inside here, we have the cell record. You can click on the three dots. You can go inside here and click View Custom Fields. So now I can view all the custom fields from the sale record. I don't have to click into the record and then try to edit it and then see the fields. And that's a quick look at that.
All right. So I believe that brings us to the end of our agenda. So let's jump over to the demo. But before that, let's take a quick look if there are any questions. Doesn't seem to. That's because David does an excellent job at explaining things. And yeah, let's jump to our demo for Deskera Books, Deskera CRM, and Deskera People. Over to you, David.
Excellent. So inside here, excellent. So inside here, we're at the Deskera all-in-one dashboard. So you can see your Deskera books, sales, and people at a glance. I can see my invoices, age receivables, my bank accounts. I can click here and filter out which ones I want. Won and lost deals. You can see I have not won anything this year. It's not good. I can see the pipeline view, contacts, expense claims, payroll, and leaves per month.
Need to do more webinars, David.
I know.
We'll get more deals. So.
Keep asking to. So let's go to Deskera Books inside here. So inside here under Deskera Books, I can go and see my dashboard, and I can see the different information here accordingly. So inside here, I can see explore my business, invoices, age receivable, my bills, my bank accounts, my cash flow, my profit and loss. So all this information here. I can go then to buy some stuff in the screen. I can see my orders, my bills, my archive, and you can see my filter date here. And I can click filters here as well, and I can see all my filters over here as well, including add custom filters. Now let's click create new, and let's create a new order. So let's go buy something. So inside here, I add the contacts. Let's go to maybe, let's see, Stacy's Gadgets. I can add a line item. Let's go buy an Apple computer. I can see, add a description here if I want to. It is a computer. Put in the quantity and hover over. So I see I have 5. So maybe I want to add in 15 more. I can update the unit price if I want to, add an attachment, put in a memo. I can go and add custom number formatting. I can see my global custom fields here and save it. I have multi-currency options. So inside here, I can select my currency. So for example, if I don't want USD, I can select Euro, and I can change the rate directly on the screen. and update the currency. And I can set as recurring. So inside here, I can set recurring and what intervals, first document, ending date, and never ends. So let's go and save this. So now it's been saved. I can see it here. I can click on the three dots. I can receive goods, email, copy, design, print, attach, set recurring, archive, and delete. I can also click on bill directly, and I can convert and auto receive. So that way I don't have to worry about that. Because if it's a goods that I only have one warehouse for, I don't need to select the warehouse. I can choose what I want. So inside here, it's received, and I can click pay. And I can choose the bank account and select the currency. I can also change the currency here. And you see my banks have updated here. We also have our Visa and MasterCard for payments. I can select the pay from. So for example, Wells Fargo, bank transfer, choose the date, and select the reference number. Click next. See the receiving amount. I can update the conversion rate because the bank tells me what I need to put here. Click next. I can click pay. I can print it out and I can close it. Next, I can click on archived. And one question I do get a lot in the chat is, how do I reverse something? So I just want to click here quickly and just show you. Inside here, I can delete my goods received. I can delete my payments. So that way I'm able to go and revert it back to a bill and I can make the changes accordingly. All right, so let's go back to sell. Inside here, I'm going to create a new invoice. So I'm going to create a new invoice here. Add a contact. Austin Circuits. Add a line item. I'm just going to do that Apple computer. Hover over there, I have 20 quantity, so I'm going to add in 10 here. See the wonderful amount. And I'm going to click here again about set recurring because it's slightly different from bill and buy than it is for sell. Because inside here, I can set recurring here. I can do monthly, weekly, yearly, custom. Under custom, I can select these dates. This is all what is under bill as well. But the key thing I want to mention is that we also have auto send. So inside auto send, let me just put in the dates here. Never ends, auto send. This is where I can set up my email. So I can go in here and say, okay, it's to this person, david.deskera@gmail.com, and it's going to send to you for the rest of your life. And you can do your subject, put in the information, and I can send a copy to myself, and I can put in my template, and I can insert a payment link. So that's the key thing here. It's that I can send this recurring every month, every week, every day to him, so that way he'll continually get these wonderful invoices. All right, so I'm going to click save. All right, so I've saved here, and I'm just going to click on the three dots, and I can go fulfill. So we have three different types of fulfillment: direct fulfillment, pick, pack, ship, and drop ship. The key thing is that with drop ship, if I create one, it'll create a buy transaction for order. So that way I don't have to do that process again. So after that, when I click on, I received the goods for my sell, it'll automatically update the order so that it's already received. It saves a step. So if you're in drop ship and you want to record all these records, it means that you don't have to create a transaction and buy, figure out the information you have to update. It automatically does this. I'm just going to click direct fulfillment. And I see the quantity, I can fill it. So it's all fulfilled, and then I can get paid by clicking here, which is the same process pretty much as the buy process. So let's now go to products.
Before we go there, I think we have a question from Susie.
Excellent.
So let's take a look at the question. I haven't opened Deskera yet until I have time to play with it. Do you have Canadian bank integrations yet? The answer is a big, vehement yes. We have lots of banks from Canada that are available for direct connection. And you can find a list of all the banks by going to our blog, which is deskera.com/blog, and just search for bank connections there. Let me see if I can share that.
I'm just opening up the screen now.
Oh yeah, you are wonderful. So yeah, just take a look at that. So, bank connections in Deskera. You can do Control F and look for Canada. That will give you all the banks from Canada. Maybe do that quick.
All right, just checking Canada. Okay. Canada. Oh, wow, we have a whole thing here, whole screen. Okay.
So, lots of banks.
Yeah, Canada banks. Here they all are, all from Plaid. Not sure if you're looking for a specific bank.
Also, since you haven't opened Deskera yet, I would highly recommend, on the blog itself, if you go to the blog, there is a Getting Started series there under our academy. And it will tell you step by step how you can set up Deskera out of the box. And David, if you could just go back to the main blog page, we can quickly take them through that.
All right. Getting started with Deskera people, CRM, and books.
Yeah. So you have Getting Started here. Just use. If you're planning to set up Deskera books, just go here. This has got step-by-step explanation of how you can set up Deskera books easily. And of course, if you have any questions or doubts, we have live chat available on the website and from within the application. You can also email us on care@deskera.com. And we have our Facebook group. So any suggestions and feedbacks are always welcome there. Okay. German banks.
Let's see.
Thank you, Susie. And Koray has a question. German banks integrated yet? All the banks that we have available are on this page. And as and when we get more banks, we will update the same link. I don't think there is a major change in any German banks getting added since last week. So I don't think there is any available right now here. That's under US actually, not.
Yeah, so that's what I'm seeing, only US. Correct.
Yep. Okay. Maybe we can post the link. This is actually available in our group also. There is a unit. This link is also available in the Getting Started page. It is also available in the group under a learning unit. Or if you just search for bank in the Facebook group or on the blog, you will find this page. But we can post the link here as well. No problem. Okay. All right. So let's move on with the demo. So over to you, David.
Excellent. So I'm just going to go to products now because we have 3 different types of products. So inside here we have non-tracked, tracked, and bill of materials. Non-tracked, you can think of the wonderful air conditioning guy that's trying to repair my wonderful leak in my apartment before I'm flooded out of my good old home. And we have tracked, which is a product like the laptop I have here, or my water bottle or the microphone or this giant camera in my face. And we have bill of materials, which are a bunch of items that come together to form a product. So, for example, I always like to say chicken soup. For example, noodles, your chicken broth, your carrots, your celery, and your chicken, and you mix them all together and you put them all there, boil them, and make a soup. So for non-track, just very simply, you just put in the unit of measurement. The accounting's here, the purchase price, sales price. And if I click on tracked, I click here. Again, I have my purchase account, sales account. And is it taxable? Yes. And sales return. The taxable information will change based upon your statutory compliance. For example, in Canada, it's no longer on the product screen. It's now at your contact screen for statutory requirements. So for that information, inside here, of course, I have cost of goods sold, inventory, and stock adjustment because we're perpetual, not periodic. Perpetual means a entry will be posted on the time I receive the goods or send out the goods. And also we enable advanced tracking. So inside here, we have batch tracking, serial number, this important information for you. Are we going to get reports soon for batches? That's one thing that I get on the chat.
Yes, we should have a batch and serial along with expiry report available by the end of this month.
Excellent. I'm very happy to hear. And the people I'm talking to on the chat, I can tell them, end of the month. Don't quote me. Sarb said this. Next, we have the bill of materials, and then I can click on inventory. And you can see we have manufacturing costs, and we have bill of materials here. And this is where I can put my different types of components in here. So, for example, monitor, what's it called? Mouse. And I can put, for example, a good old keyboard. Yes, keyboard's true. And I can go and put any additional cost in here as well. Assembly. Maybe packing, for example. And I can put the cost in here as well. So you can think of it like Christmas special. Actually, Christmas is past. New Year's Eve special. No, that's past. Chinese New Year. Yes, the red packet special. And then I can save it here and create this bundle accordingly. Now let's quickly go to contacts. Inside here, I can create a new contact. And this is where I can put in the name. I can put in the accounting information. And this accounting information and the information here will change based upon statutory requirements. So based upon which country you're in, you'll get different information. And also address. I can put it in here, type in address. Let's see. And if I type in the address, I can auto-populate and save it. So just quickly, accounting. Inside here, we can see our chart of accounts, journal entry, opening balance, debit note, credit note, expense and deposit. In journal entry here, this is where you have your import function. So you can import all your journal entries and import your bank transfers. So if I just click it just to show you, normal journal entries, fund transfers, journal entries. Then we have our banks. Inside here, this is where you connect to Stripe. Oh, okay. You no longer connect to Stripe. It's now at the app page only?
No, you can. I think you must have already connected to Stripe.
Probably that's the reason. Oh, yeah, I did originally. Yeah. You're correct. And this is where I can connect. This is where I put in new bank connections. So you can see here Plaid and Yodlee. And I can select from previously connected banks and update. Finally, we have our reports. So inside here, we have our financial reports, tax reports, purchase reports, inventory, and sales. Actually, let me just log out of this for 1 second. Sign out to my other client. Because I know there's probably somebody in here from Canada.
And we have all the Canada reports now.
Yes, so that's what I want to show. Just logging in. 365. Sign in. That's also something. I need a code. Turn this wonderful company into an actual live company instead of the countdown clock that always terrifies me. 13 days left, 12 days left, 10 days left.
You have to put in your credit card inside.
It's so depressing.
That's how it works. There is no free lunch.
How sad. So inside here, you can see the Canadian sales tax report log. So if I drill in here, I can click create. And this is where I can create the reports. If I click on settings here, this is where I can determine my GST number, my tax account base, GST, HST, what's my first post date, filing frequency, my PST for BC, SK, QST, RST, and I can save it here.
So all the reports, and you can choose the frequency. So if you're filing it quarterly or yearly, etc., you saw the drop down there. It will give you the option to file it either monthly or quarterly or half yearly or yearly. So depending on however the way that you file these reports, you can pull them out from the system and file them.
Yep. And you can save it, and then I can click create. I can select my report, so I can select which one I want. And I click next. And you can see the information populates. But I haven't created any transactions into the system, so that's why it's all shows 0.
Yeah.
I can also go to reports, and we have our sales tax report by tax code. Okay, so I did post for BC12 or PST. That's one I should have shown. But you can see here my tax report by the dates. So I just want to show that. And that's a quick look at books.
Awesome. So before we go move on to Deskera CRM, there are a couple of questions from the audience. Actually, there's one from Alka. Has the email templates been updated? Can we edit? And can we change the sender name from Deskera to our company? I'm assuming you're talking about Deskera Books. The answer is no, not right now. We don't have that available in the system, but work is going on. And we will update you and everybody else, of course, as soon as it is available. Which I believe should be in a few weeks' time. I mean, it won't take like half a year. Sure. Okay. Layout guy, I need your help. Could you quickly flash the blog link and the help link, etc. sometime? I mean, we can start and we can flash all the links quickly. Okay, thank you. And over to David to continue with the demo for Deskera CRM.
Excellent. So inside here, you can see the dashboard. I can see my organizations, my people, my deals lost, deals won, my contact report, deal stages. So I can say this month, past 6 months, is it the default pipeline or my fast track pipeline? I can see any deals won or lost for the past 6 months. This month, last week, I can see my campaigns, tickets, all my wonderful information. If I go to marketing, we have, of course, our forms that we saw earlier. We have our emails and we have our segments, and I can click on campaigns. Inside here, I can add a campaign, and I can put in the campaign name, Friday, and I need to learn how to spell. Yes, definitely need to learn how to spell. Now I can put in the subject, Friday deals past midnight. I can select the category, sales or marketing, or add a category here. I click next. I can select the segments. Is it readers, keyboard segments, monitor leads? Click next. Inside here, I can see all our pre-designed templates. I can also use a blank template to create it. I can also create it, have default templates here by just clicking emails. And I can also see my templates that I've already created here as well. So I'm just use a predefined one. So I just click on it, I can preview it.
Are you going to send another email to Kung?
Of course. He's my favorite person to email, especially at this time of the day. See all the information, save and continue. Yeah, he's probably going to kill me one of these days.
Like when I open my email every Saturday morning, there is one from David.
Yep. One from David telling him to buy something. David, put in the sender email. But if I want to use my own, I just click here, use my own, and I can add an email template here, and I can put in the sender name, email, user, password, server, and port. So I can use my own email to send to everybody all the email this email campaign. So I'm not restricted by the number of emails here. But I don't recommend you to go crazy. Don't send it all to the world. I don't want you to get banned. You know.
That's yeah.
Yeah, there's some recommendation. I believe last time you gave some good notes on that, on what you should do and, you know, how you should send it. You know, make sure that there's some name in the template and all that so that you won't get blocked. So I'm just putting in my name, my sender email. I can use a different reply. I can schedule now or for schedule later. Let me schedule this for Monday Matters. Definitely not at 12 a.m. No one will ever see it. Okay. Let's see. Set. And I can schedule it. Now it's scheduled. I can go back to my campaign. And I can see the information. I can click here, drill in, and see the information here. I can see who's read it. Of course, it's Kung. Kung always reads my
He
wonderful.
also reads it religiously.
Yes.
Every time. You know, every single time you send him something, he reads it. So
It's wonderful.
you
Now,
make him read it.
I don't make him
You
read it.
call him on Saturday morning, 8 o'clock, saying, "Hey, I have sent you an email. I need you to read it because
It's
I
urgent.
need to show that in my next webinar."
It's an urgent email. You must read it. We need to solve this immediately. What the heck is this? It's a sales thing. Thank you.
So I mean, that actually reminds me. I had a friend. I mean, he's still a friend, of course. But back in college, when email was pretty new, then he would send an email, and then he would come running to my room and tell me to check my email because he has sent me an email. So I think some people already know who I'm talking about. So all right. So yeah, back to you, David.
No problem. And that's pretty cool back in the day. We have our guides here. So this is where you can set up your different sections, like for your different guides for your webpage, like awards. We are an award company. We get awards all the time. Announcements, FAQ. These are the questions you should not bother asking us in the chat. I'm happy with all your chats, by the way. Please don't take that the wrong way. It was just a joke. Chat with me anytime you'd like. Next, we have our articles here. So inside here, I can see all my different articles. I can click on the three dots. I can edit, archive, or delete. I can bold, italicize, underline, strike through, link, break the link, show a wonderful picture. I can sign in as user. I can select the category it's under, and I can put in the author, and I can preview it. The key thing is here is this arrow here. I always mention it every time, but the key thing is that this is where you publish and unpublish. If you click save, it'll just save. Next, let's go to deals. So inside deals, you saw we have the wonderful filter. And from that form, we created this wonderful deal. I can also see list view here. So inside here, I can see all my lists. And some people ask, can I move a deal from one pipeline to another? So I can actually select these deals here, and I can actually click change pipeline. So I can change it. So for example, I want it to go my fast track, or do I want to leave it in my default? I can change it right on the screen with multiple selection. I can change the visibility. I can delete. I can export. I can change the owner, and I can edit it.
So I don't know if we have ever gone into the details here, but do you want to talk a little bit about visibility? And mine was very poor right now because I was out of focus. But
yeah, sure. The great thing about visibility is who can see these deals. For example, is it private? Is it just for the owner and sub-owner? They can only see. Is it a team view? So inside our settings, we can create our different types of teams under team settings. And this is who you can define your different teams. Like, is it a computer leads, default sales team, or sales team? You have your different groups here. And of course, we have everybody can see. Everyone can see our wonderful deals. And the key thing is here, you have different types of sales in your business. Some people do sales based on commission. They find their own contacts. They do their own sales, and they get commission for it when they close it. So you don't want people to accidentally poach your wonderful contacts or poach your sales here and wonderfully ruin your wonderful commission. You don't get the Christmas bonus. You don't get the pool. Your wife is killing you, or your husband's killing you, depending on what's going on. So it's all important to see who you're going to show this to and why you show it to them.
Yep.
You can also change the owner here as well, and you can delete it. So I'm just going to go. We all know how to create a deal. Inside here, you can go in and put the information and create a deal accordingly. But I'm going to just drill into this deal. And inside here, I can see the deal created by the forms. For some reason, it just does not like me during these wonderful webinars.
It's Kung.
Kung, yeah, I knew it. Now, if you click on the three dots here, this is where you can edit and delete the deal. A lot of people ask, because it's not too obvious of these three dots is where you can edit it. So I'm just mentioning it. Inside here, you can edit the deal. And then I can go down here. Yeah, as soon as you mention it, speed up very quickly. As soon as you invoke his name. Yeah. So inside here, I can input the deal value. So for example, 5,000, 50,000. So this is where you can edit it and you can save it here. I can connect an email here. I can go and input an email. For example, I may not want to connect my email. I just want to log an email. So this is where you can log, but I connect it here. I can see my activities. I can create an activity here, put in the name, for example, a call. So we have, for example, call, meeting, task, deadline, email, and lunch. I can put any notes. I can assign it to myself, for example. I can select the contact person, John Williams. I can select any organization here, Johnny Electronics, and I can send an invitation to attendees and save it. After that, I can click the checkbox to say it's completed, my notes, my log. Then I can click on the deal here, and I can literally just drag and drop it. So for example, qualify to buy, presentation schedule, decision maker buy-in, contract sent, and then do I say close won or close loss? let's have the weekend on a victory. So we have won this wonderful deal. Next, I can go to activities. And inside here, you can see that we have the wonderful URL link to copy it and add it to my calendar. So I can generate calendar URL. Any of my wonderful calls, meetings, or tasks will flow on over to that calendar, and I'll be able to see it in the screen. And that's a quick look at CRM.
All right. So let's see quickly if there are any questions here. I don't see any. Once again, that's because David is doing an extremely good job. And oh yeah, we have the links posted down below. Actually, I mean, don't use HTTP, use HTTPS ideally. But yeah. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, that's the blog link, and this is the care link. Care is where you will find all the support articles. Blog is where you will find all the best practices article and how to set up, step-by-step guides, etc. All the details about bank connections and whatnot. So just go through these two. Between these two and our YouTube channels and the Facebook group, you have everything that you need to know everything about Deskera. Okay, so let's move on to Deskera People. And David, over to you to show us a demo of Deskera People.
Wonderful. So I'm in Deskera People here, and you can see the dashboard, last payroll, the information here. I can just filter over, see the important dates, like 31st is my important date to pay the employees. It'd be terrible I missed it. I know they would all be very sad. Inside here, I can also payroll schedules, and I can add a payroll schedule here as well. I can put in the name. I can see the period monthly, weekly, twice per month, and bi-weekly. I can select the work week, the pay date, first pay date, work period, and is it applicable to all users. And under employees, I can see the employee list. So this changes based upon what type of country you're in. So for example, if you're in the US, you have US statutory requirements. If you're in, are we Canadian already for payroll or not yet?
No, not as yet. But
Excellent.
Right now, we are in the process of adding payroll compliance state taxes for all the other 49 states in the US. We already have it for Texas, but we are adding it for the other 49 states now. And we are adding the option to do a direct deposit. So if you, once you process your payroll, you want the money to go directly into your employee's bank account, that will be possible once we have the direct deposit functionality inside. And we are working with our partners to make that happen. So soon.
Excellent. So soon we'll have all 49 states, and we'll be able to do direct deposit. So I'm just going to click Edit here. And inside here, you can see all the information: phone number, designation, birth date, joining date, confirmation date, contact details, compensation, full-time, part-time, casual, shift work, probation, outworker, basic salary. Is it $2,000 per year, per month, or per hour? And of course, we have our payment details. And now you can see this is mandatory here for the US because we're going to do direct deposit soon. So that way you can deposit directly to your wonderful employees. Inside here, you have your components. We have our statutory compliance. So this is all based upon different countries. So if you're in the US, of course, you have your social security number, EIC, and all the other information that is required. And of course, your state tax. So currently Texas, but soon the 49 states. And then you can save. Let's now go to payroll. Inside here, we can do a pay run. And inside here, I can go and add a pay run, process the payroll. So let me just process one of the payrolls already created. So inside here, I can see all my employees. I can click on overtime over here, and I can see the rates, 1.5, 2.0. And we can now change this to whatever you'd like. So if I want to, I can do different numbers and update it accordingly. So for example, in some countries, it's 3, it's 4, depending on it. Of course, we'd all like it to be 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, all that glorious stuff. So for example, I put in here, what's it called? A certain amount. So 100, very happy. I think my boss would not approve. And I put in the number of hours that I've done. And then I can go process. So you can see here, update the overtime hours and hours worked will be reflected in the next click. So I can click next, and that'll reflect the amount, which makes me very happy. Then, of course, you have the update with all the information. And then I can go to process payroll. And of course, it says always to ensure accuracy, please review your payroll numbers and make sure they are 100% correct. Do you wish to continue to process payroll? Yes. Yep. So after that is processed, I can see the summary view and I can click finish, or I can cancel the payroll. So that's a quick look at people. Let's just quickly go to eLeave.
Before we do that, David, there is one report. Let's go to the report section, and there's one report that is a payroll summary report that I want people to know about.
Okay.
Because that gives you a view of employee-wise data as well as component-wise data all in one screen, in one file, that is.
All right, so we have the last payday period. All employees are select employees, and I can export it.
Yeah.
It's exporting now. And it's come out in an Excel sheet. Yes.
You'll have to share.
Yep, I am going to StreamYard now to share the wonderful sheet. Just give me a second. Stop sharing. Screen share. Yes. Applications. Oh, I think this is it, right? Summary payroll. All right. Can you see it? So inside here, oops.
Not as yet. Okay, yeah, now I do.
Okay, I can see the employee ID, employee name, ID number.
So yeah, I mean, if you go row-wise, then you will find the data for employees aggregated for different components and everything. And then if you go column-wise, then for each column, you can see what are the contributions being made, what are the values there, and what is the sum total. So this one report, if you go row-wise, you get employee-wise data, and if you go column-wise, you get component-wise data.
Correct. And I can see the total amount.
That is right.
Excellent.
So this is, remember, this is in the reports, payroll summary report.
Wonderful. Let me just share the screen again and show you the report screen, so that way you can take a look. So inside here, under reports, you'll be able to see it. Payroll summary.
Yep.
All right.
All right. So yeah, let's move to leave and expense.
Yep. So inside here, I can see my leave, and I can see different important dates. Like, for example, January 1st, 2021, New Year's Day, doctor's appointment, and the date that we currently have. I can click on applications. I can click on settings. I can do leave management. I can see my different leave types. I can click create new leave type, name, days per year. Is it accrual leave, one time or monthly? I can select the label color, and I can select whether it's gender. You know, you can think of it like maternity leave, paternity leave, marital status, single, married, separated, divorced, or widowed. It'd be very sad if you gave every single person leave, but if you were married, you didn't get it. I'd be very depressed. And then you allow for unpaid leave. What's it called? Is it active? And can you apply before confirmation date? Also, you can do year-based range here. So for example, 1 through 5, 5 through 10, and so forth. We can do also applications. I can apply for a new leave. I can select the leave type here and select the dates and the reason. So yearly leave. I can see available currently. Select the dates. For example, maybe I want to take leave on Monday, so I don't have to attend Monday Matters. Just joking, I'll be there. And the reason here, leave, and of course the approving officer, and I can do drop file to upload and browse and apply. And the leaves here. And of course I can see requested. I can see in different screens how I want to see it. So for example, you have the check and the red X here. And of course I have this over here where I can see it.
David.
Oh yeah, they're all rejected. Just like this one. All right, so that's a quick look at leave. Any questions so far before we go to expense?
No, let's jump to expense.
Excellent. So inside here we have our expenses, and I can go, of course, we have our admin settings. I think I haven't gone in here for a little while Just to let you know, we have here the expense groups, so you can see the number of members, like expense group golf. What a wonderful privilege to have in a group that you go golfing. I can add in the members, assign the manager, and so forth. I can go back out here. I can go see this group. I can see the members and the admin and the manager. And we have our different categories here. So accommodations, travel, food, and golf. And I can edit here the categories. So meaning, is it available under which expense group? Is it for golf and default, or is it just for default? So I can segregate the different categories based upon the different types of groups. After that, I can click here. I can click on a new claim. I can put in the merchant's name. 711. Put in the total amount, $10. Category, select food, description, food. I was going to say Coke Zero or Pepsi, Lime, or stuff like that. So I can put that here, and then I can go to admin. And inside here, I can click the X to reject or the check mark to approve. Rejected.
You're rejecting leaves. You're rejecting expenses today. What's the deal, David?
Just a wonderful Friday. Thinking positively on the future. So that's a quick look at expenses.
All right. So that wraps it up for today. We don't have any other questions right now. So thank you, everybody, for joining. We saw new features in Deskera Books today. We saw new features in Deskera CRM. Then we went through a full demo of all the three systems. And we'll see you again on Monday and Friday next week. Till then, have a great weekend. And bye from me and from David.
Take care. Have a wonderful weekend.